Let's take you here now. DA Federal Chairperson Helen Zille has rejected claims made by EFF leader Julius Malema that she made an agreement with President Cyril Ramaphosa. Mr. Malema made the accusation while addressing the press on the outcomes of the recent local government elections earlier in the week. DA Federal Council Chairperson Ms. Zille joins us now to explain her position on the matter. Helen, a very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining us. Before we get into what we have invited you for this afternoon, perhaps just in the spirit of what we have been reporting around the travel bans and the reaction to the new variant, your thought on the situation?
Well, I'm not the party spokesman on this matter, but I have a very clear view on it myself, and I can't speak primarily for the Democratic Alliance, but I do know that my view accords with the party's view, and that is that I think the announcement of the new variant was handled very badly. It is good that our scientists are up to identifying these things, but they should announce them in ways that are fully cushioned in terms of all the other impacts, so that we know how to handle the full situation and not only the scientific aspect of the situation. Secondly, I think the travel ban is a complete overreaction. I think the focus should be far more on encouraging people to vaccinate rather than to lock down everybody, and that is the position that I have.
On to the matter on the agenda this afternoon, the accusation that has been brought by Mr. Malema that you went into a deal with the ANC president. What do you have to say in response?
Well, first of all, I can hardly hear you. I don't know what's wrong with the sound, but I picked up enough to know what you were alluding to. That is Julius Malema's allegation that I had an agreement with Cyril Ramaphosa to do something. I'm not quite sure what it was because I can't work out what it could have been. We had a candidate in all of the metros. The ANC had a candidate in most of the metros, I think, except Tshwane. I'm not quite sure what the EFF thinks our agreement with President Ramaphosa might have been. And if you could enlighten me on that, it would be quite helpful.
I'm none the wiser myself. We're merely getting you for reaction as we heard during the press briefing his accusation. So I guess we did invite you to just perhaps try and get reaction. So if you are also none the wiser, I guess we would have to then maybe invite him onto the show to get that. Given that this relationship has started off on a rocky start, the EFF has supported you in some municipalities and getting mayors. How do you perceive then you will work moving forward?
Well, they supported us, and it was a big surprise to us. There was no quid pro quo. We owe them nothing. They owe us nothing.
You owe them nothing. They owe you nothing. I guess some days you're the pigeon and some days you are the statue. Are there parties that are clear on the program of action with the Democratic Alliance with these coalitions?
Well, we have a coalition agreement that we have sent to our prospective partners, and so far no one has had a serious problem with it. Every single city or town will have its own term of office agreements that will be forged by the coalition partners themselves, will be embedded in the IDP, and will be aligned to the budget. So all of these different coalitions will have their own programs of action for their term of office.
You will be inheriting the party that will be inheriting some municipalities that were run by the opposition. If you take a look at Ekurhuleni, for instance, some civil servants quite worried about, the future in terms of their jobs. I guess, the question here then would be what to do with that situation.
Well, the bottom line for the Democratic Alliance is that we want people to do the jobs. Jobs are about performance to achieve an outcome, not about somebody having a secure salary for the rest of their lives. And if people can do the job, then they should be safe. And if people can't do the job, they should be worried.
Are you surprised by the turn of events?
I was surprised, very surprised, but I understand it more clearly in retrospect. Julius Malema was trying to get an agreement with Cyril Ramaphosa quite ironically, he was, and now he accuses me of trying to get an agreement with Cyril Ramaphosa, but the agreement that Julius was trying to get with President Ramaphosa and with Action South Africa was that Herman Mashaba should take Johannesburg, the EFF should take Tshwane, and President Ramaphosa and the ANC should take Ekurhuleni. Now, that was the swap agreement that didn't work out, and it is strange that we're being accused of doing a swap arrangement when indeed we put up a DA candidate in every one of those metros.
Helen Zille, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.